Alright, today we are going to show you how to disassemble a Kato E8A. I want to convert it from DC to DCC, and in order to do that, it has to be deassembled. I plan to send the frame out in order to be milled so that there's room for a speaker, because I'm going to do a sound conversion, and room for the capacitor, because on this particular board that I'm putting in is a Digitrax SDN144KA0 and it has a small capacitor in it as well. Keep alive for a very short period of time. So I'm going to show you what to do. The storage box here, I've already done one of these guys. You can, I'll turn it around. These are some storage boxes I picked up. So I put the shell in, some of the copper contacts. I put in the trucks down in here, put the motor components here. So the next one I'll do boink, boink, boink with this one, and then I'll have all of the stuff nicely put away for when these things come back to me. So first off, let's take the frame off, or the shell off, and then we'll take the frame off after we pop off this little plastic tab. We'll keep the jewel boxes for later. Frame is typical. Get your fingernails underneath the frame, between the frame and the plastic. Pull it apart. I get like all 4 fingers and I do that, and it drops out. It works so well, I'm surprised every time I do it. Anyway, nothing interested inside, but that's what the inside looks like if you look in. So now that we got into here, here's the board that we need to take out. And the first step is to remove remove this little pin here. What it does is it holds motor contacts down. So you want to just pry that up easily, and then it pops in with all my other spare parts in its box. It holds these tabs down. Now what I want to do in this case is I want to make sure these tabs, they have to be bent up out of the way. I put my finger in here so that when I bend that tab up, it goes straight up. Put my thumb in there, does the same thing, and I don't have a tendency to whoop over. Before I can take this, so now I can take the board out, sorry. There's a little piece here that holds the board down so it slides forward. You can see I can slide it back under there or slide it forward, and that holds this part of the board so it won't come up accidentally. So now the board is out. Now I want to take these copper strips out, but you'll see there's a little tab here, 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 and here. Those are held in place by these guys, which conveniently slide forward. Slide forward a lot better when I have a pair of tweezers to grab them and pull. See, they just pull out like this. Same with this guy. Look at that, I did it left-handed. Pulls out like that. Now, before I take this out, I'm going to put it back. I need to mark on it where I want the capped-on tape. If you look at the instructions, they indicate you have to isolate these little guys here from here. So in order to do that, I first of all mark on each side where the tape has to go. And yeah, I mark a little more than I have to. Then I write on here that this is the right one and this is the left one. And that becomes important as you put the capped on tape. For disassembly, of course, you don't have to do that, but I like doing it as this step. Then for reassembly, it's already done. So then it's just a matter of doing a little bit of a pry there, and that comes up, doing a little bit of a underneath there, and that comes up. Now we'll move the engine aside. We have our strips here. And for the right one, I'm going to take a piece of capped on tape and I'm going to wrap it around like this so this outside edge is protected. and the left one I'm going to wrap it around this way so the outside edge is protected, so when it presses against here it's capped on tape that's pressing against. Now I have on my workbench here a strip of capped on tape that I've just stuck on here, and it sits on here, and when I need a piece I go in with my X-Acto knife and cut off a piece, lift it up, and now for the right one I want it to wrap around this way, so I'll take this tape and put it on like that, and then I'll wrap it. Be very careful doing this. You don't want to bend these guys. Once they're bent, getting them back is really tough. So now it's around there, it's around the spot it's supposed to be in, and I'm just going to trim off the inside edge with a pair of scissors. There, inside edge is trimmed off, and that's the right one. Now let's cut another piece of tape here and do the left one. I just go by eye for this. I mean, I end up making these bigger than I have to, but so now for the left one we want it to wrap around this way, so I'll place this tape on like this, just in front of that first little bump, covers both of those fine, and then it wraps around. Squish it together, all looks fine. Grab my scissors, and with my scissors just cut that off, and I see where it went flying, so I'm going to grab that because that goes in the garbage. As does this piece. So those are both in the garbage. So now I have my left and my right ready to go when this all comes back. Now next step is I need to get the motor, get these tabs off of here. These tabs hold the trucks in. So put my thumbs underneath here. Put my fingers underneath here. Fingernails. Listen, and lift them up. These are identical. So it doesn't matter, you're not going to get them mixed up, they just have to go back in again. Then the next thing is to take the motor out, and as part of the motor you're also, no sorry, I like to take the trucks off first. Just a little push there and a little push there. You see the rear truck, there's a piece in here. That clips onto this little tiny clip here, so you just have to push it out a little. And of course these hold it on, so that can't happen. And we do the same for the front truck. Now both trucks are off. Notice front has no coupler on it. Put them in our little box so they're out of the way. Now to get the motor off, you pull the motor, but these guys like to stay in, so I just go ahead here and do a push, push. Now everything just kind of falls out. Take those out. Just doing an examination here of these pins. Anyway, I just put the motor in like that. Put the dog bones in there and there. Put the little tiny clips in there and there. Put the bigger clips in there and there. One of these fell out. Put it back in. The only thing left in here is fuel tank. It goes the same way. Doesn't matter which way it goes, I mean. Just front and there is no front and back to it. Double check that. Nothing there, nothing there. No special filler cap or anything. Looks all the same. Okay. And it goes in there. Now we're down to bare frame. When it comes back, it will have a hole in here and a hole in here. And that's the fourth one I've done today. I got 2 more to go. I've been saving up.